What's going on, guys? Quasi for Quasi Media and Quasi Animations here, and we're putting in trees. I've already put 2 in. Basically, it was a short little test. Again, you're gonna hear the heater. I know I may be louder than normal because, for one, I wear a lapel mic and it is literally on my t-shirt. So what I'm doing basically is this: I'm putting a few trees near the cave, but I'm strategically placing them by putting the 3D cursor in certain places, duplicating the tree, and then snapping it to that location. This way there is no not too much guesswork. I can just kind of say, okay, well, that's a cool spot. If I don't like it, I'll change it. So far it's looking nice for me in this one area. I might put a few trees back here, and then maybe 1 or 2 up there, and maybe 1 back there, and that's all. Let's go ahead and put that 1 back there. Let's say here. All right, and out of there, duplicate the cursor. I'm gonna go to the tree, make sure that it's embedded down in the ground, and we're good right there. Find another spot. I say, well, that seems like a lot. Why would you just do it by hand? I don't want to do that by hand because, did I duplicate the tree? 2, 3, 4, 2. Okay, yeah, duplicate. Because then I'm going to be doing guesswork when I can just pick a vertex and say, all right, this will be the one I'll use. I feel like I can do at least 1, maybe another one kind of close by to duplicate. Nope, to cursor, and we're going to rotate. And I may slide it over a little bit, slide it back a little bit. There we go. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I just need to make sure that I'm not stacking them on top of each other. And that's not a bad space. So now it's kind of like almost like this little baby oasis in the out of the cave. You see a few trees. Nothing back here. It starts to become barren. So it's kind of like a little oasis right here in this area. It'd be kind of cool to have like a small brook or something, but why when I'm not going to show it? So I'm not going to show that. So it would just be a waste of modeling time, world building time, man. I'm going from there. It's just when I'm able to, guys, and when I have some actual internet and don't have to just use my phone to pretty much explore the internet. I'm going to start streaming, but again, I have to have the internet, and I don't have the funds to do that. If you guys like the support, let me know. But for the most part, right now, I don't have the means to do it myself. So I think that's all I'm gonna put in there. Maybe. Let's go back into the cave again. I want to see something. I come into the cave. I want to see a tree like right here somewhere. So let's put it there. Duplicate. Let's go to that tree. Let's make sure it's down in there real nice and good. Kind of slide it over a little bit, go back some. Bring her down. Get her done. All right. Yeah, I can definitely deal with that. Let's zoom in on this rock right here because I want a new pivot point. So I want to go again. I want to be in the cave. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. All right, I'm not in the cave anymore. All right, there we go. Let's use him as a pivot point and slide back. All right, there we go. Turn this off so I don't see the cursor. Yes, sir. I think this is what we have. So now when we already set up the scene, it's going to be a dark scene. I'm probably going to come from within the cave going out. So basically when we come out, we have a pan of this character with the other guy walking up to him, or them already standing there having the conversation. So I haven't really decided that part yet. Again, we're doing a workflow. This is a workflow series. This is why all of the videos are uploaded right now, and you're not having to wait a week for a new episode. So yeah, so pretty much the deal. I like those beads on his neck. So yeah, here we go. And this is the thing I think is cool, because when I hit Z2, the trees I don't think are shaded, but if they are, I think the trees are shaded already. Yeah, the trees are already shaded and he's already shaded. So only thing I have to shade is the terrain in the cave, and should pretty much be good. And that was a pretty fast video. I'm gonna shade all of that and then set up. Yeah, it's pretty much done. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I may change up the way these are done, but for right now they're gonna work, because I know the way that they reflect light is definitely on some tomb shader type stuff, because I use them in a different series and I ended up not using them, not shooting the scene in that area, because it just was crucial, man. I was like, this is crucial. So right now I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shade one of the stones. Yeah, I'll shade one stone. Let's close the trees. Open stones, click stone 1. Where's stone 1? Where is stone 1? Alright, so let's pick this one. Whatever it's stone 16. Alright, we're gonna pick that stone. The stone we're gonna start with. And here we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna go into shading. We're gonna pick stone 16. Matter of fact, let me close all of this because it wants to be open. I'm going to go to stone 16. Zoom in on it. Alrighty then. Click this and stones. Excuse me. I'll put in a mix shader because I'm going to need it. I'm going to make an anime shader for this. So it's going to have its own thing, even though the character has his, but I don't want to share the same shader with the character. It's too much of a load. So mix shader for that. Mix RGB. And what I think is amazing about Blender, or any program for that matter, is once you become comfortable with it, you find yourself doing things you don't have to think about it anymore, because again, you're no longer new at doing them. But those are those days that even though you know what to do, you're still sitting there looking at the screen like, excuse me, what am I going to do next? You know, like, I don't know, I'm stuck. And I was just stuck a little while ago, having to deal with the weight, the layer weights for that character's clothing. Alrighty then, there we go. Click it, bring it over. Alright, and in this case, we're going to use an image texture. Excuse me, guys. For some reason, my throat is keep it to clear my throat. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the texture coordinate on it along with the mapping node. Wrong one. Special backgrounds, open, and we're going to go to rocks. I think I'm already. It's rock 12. Yep, I want it to be dark stone, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to put in a mix shader with a math node. I know you might say, what? Matter of fact, I'm not even going to use the mix shader. No, I'm not going to use. I'm going to use the math node, and put it on power. I'm going to put this into the base, and then put that into the base. Now, this needs to be projected. It will come out, and it's ready. I think. Is it ready? Let's see if it's ready. I don't think it is. Nope. Yeah. It's just a little bit. I don't know why it looks like that. It's isolated. There's some brokenness in there. Let me go back into it, because there's a lot of geometry there, and all I did was break it up into small pieces. I should have did smart UV bounds, and that'd be it. That one's a little bit better, but still see pixelation there. We're not going to be that close, but anyway, I use this. I'm using this right here for this sake, so I can kind of get a certain level of depth out of it. All right, and because this thing has multiple deals for it, like multiple images, I also have an occlusion node, So this is what I meant to have the mix shader for. I mean the mix RGB, and I totally just went if you'd like to make a call. So yeah, so we're gonna put this into that. I'm gonna put this into that. I'm gonna put it into multiply. I'm gonna drop this into the base. Take that off the component because for some reason it still wants to play. Alrighty then. And because the occlusion's on there, you see how it changed a little bit? So the occlusion's on. So that means I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit because there's enough occlusion on it already. Thing is, the occlusion is not set up with the node. So I'm gonna grab this and click it to the vector. Don't forget to save. Alrighty then. We're gonna click this, duplicate, connect to the vector. Open it up, go to I'm gonna go to roughness. I'm gonna add a color ramp. So I wanna control that roughness. Even though, to be honest about it, let me just check it without it. I think I might just use the roughness by default that it already has. Nope, because I don't want it that shiny. So let's go here. I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. There we go. And then again, it's a vector. To the vector type normal, put in a normal. I'm gonna drop it into the color, drop it into the normal. Alrighty, that's really pixelated. And it usually doesn't do that. That is weird. Alright, let's do this at 0.12. Okay. Yeah, finesse it some. Alright. I really don't like that looks like that. Okay, what else we have? Did I put it? I never put the normal in. I'm over here doing that, but that is not the normal. Here's the normal. Okay. All right, so what is that? Displacement? I don't need that. It's not even gonna show up. Okay, so let's bring it back in. So now from stone 16 to stone 1. So 16 to 1. I'm gonna hit Control L, materials. It's not responding. And there they go. Now the killer is for each one of these, I'm gonna still have to go in and literally change, do the UV form. And that's sad because I shouldn't have to do that, but I'm gonna have to. So that means I have to go through each one of these to do this. And these things have a lot of geometry. Because right now we're at 1 million faces, I think total for the entire thing. So it's a lot of faces in this scene. So yeah, yay. See if just a regular unwrap works just fine. No, it does not. That is horrible. Look at that. Oof, look what that did. No sir. Let's go back into that. Do smart. Don't just not change what we've been doing so far. Let's continue to be smart. All right. Man, this is a lot. But I guess when you're again workflow stuff. So if it was more than one person working on this project, right? Of course, these are the things they would be doing. So someone would be working on these environments. A lot of the videos, a lot of the movies and shows that come out with a lot of 3D graphics and with the environments and everything, we clearly know that someone is working on these projects and there are multiple people working on it doing different things. Like, you have because I'm dealing with this, I'm doing this one job, but I really prefer to be animating right now, personally. But I am having to build this because this is the project that I gave myself. So I want to do a workflow because I know that it's difficult for people. It's difficult to find those types of things on YouTube and anywhere else for that matter that no one's trying to charge you for, like actual workflow videos. Like I know a guy I follow by Markham 3D. He does like a lot of animated shorts and all that. And he's a really big, like an amazing modeler as far as I'm concerned when it comes to like modeling like hard surface sci-fi stuff. And he models quickly and on a lot of things that probably would have me stuck. And I just think that, but anyway, he does that, and he shows his work a lot of the times when he's doing things like animating for short film festivals, and like short film festivals and other things of the like. He just got through doing or rather, I think he's still working on one, but he's still working on a project right now for a short film festival from I think it's out there where he lives in Australia. Wrong thing, did not do that correctly. Come out of there, come out of there. All right, there we go. And he's been working on that, pushing all these buttons, and it's like I'm always getting confused. Yeah, so I just know that it's not that you can see stuff from him. I mean, he live streams it most of the time, so if you don't get to see it, oh man, it's like after a while you start to get a little lost on what you're doing. I forgot I'm transferring these shaders over and then having to do this. But yeah, he does that, and I just think it's the coolest thing because it gives me something. It's been giving me something to look at since I started doing this. I mean, I've learned things from watching him, but for the most part, the thing that helped me the most was seeing somebody go having to problem solve and get frustrated with things that happens in the program that you just don't have any control over. Like, it's not always exactly Blender's fault why something is occurring. Man, I forgot about all of these. Matter of fact, I got an idea. These last ones, I think it's from here. It's about 20. Take 20 off. Yeah, let's just isolate these. Okay, so that's one of the, like, to see him do that makes it so much easier to feel confident to be in the actual program working. And I'm gonna go ahead and do all of these, get them out the way. So now I just gotta go in and just change their, oh, wrong one. Change the UV. And it's difficult to find that because you got a lot of people talk, oh, I'm gonna show you animation, and then you show me a bouncing ball. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, that's fine for somebody that wants to maybe do animation for Disney or something, but when I really want to understand what it looks like to actually go through the trials and tribulations of actually animating, putting together environments, working on something that's not just some illustration that you're going to actually finalize in Photoshop or something to that effect. I don't want to look at that. I want to look at some real life animation, workflow issues, problems, trials, tribulations, etc., etc. I like that a lot. Let's come in here to see what it looks like in that. Yes, sir. All right. So now, again, we're still using textures. So that's the mountain area. I'm going here and say mountains. Put in a. And the thing is even though I did that way, I messed up one thing. Let me go fix that. I never put the shader on them. So let's see what they look like with the shader on. Because this is the thing about having this shader. Since the color is an actual image, right? The best thing that I can do right now is mimic this color. So I'll mimic that color, go into a darker color here, do this, and then find out what happens when I drop this up there. Because now all of them have to adjust, and there we go. So let's see what we have here. Yes, sir. Oh man, I love it. Oh, that is deliciously sexy. Tell me that's not sexy, and I will tell you lying. I will tell you that you are lying. Even though I don't like that it's purplish, we're gonna bring that hue back to 0 and the saturation here. Just keep it kind of blackish, and the same thing here. Oof, oof. Okay. I'm gonna keep that there. I don't even have to move that. I just want this to be adjusted to a certain extent. And I think we have it, sir. Now let's see what it looks like in 8. Yeah, that is sexy. Because now you can see the normal. Yeah, the reflections on that are gonna be ridiculous. Alrighty then. We have one more thing, the texture, and then after that, we're gonna do the cinematic setup. Basically, the cinematic setup is cameras, lighting, and preparing for the animation portion. So the only thing that I would have to do is get the lines done, and I'm not gonna record that, but you will hear the lines as I'm animating. So I will go through the animation process that I go through and record that. I'm trying to keep the videos under 20 minutes, under 30 minutes, because again, I have to upload all this stuff through my phone, and that just really beats the data to death. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do this last one, which is the mountains. I'm going to add in a mix shader, image texture. Go ahead and drop it, Control T. And because it's going to be more than one thing, I'm going to go ahead and start kind of prepping. Nope, not going to do that just yet. Delete that one. All right, and we're gonna go and do the same thing we just got through doing. So I'm thinking it may need to be the same color. What do you think? Because if the rock of the cave, if it's gonna be the same color, then I need to use the same shader. Because if I use a different shader, then how did the rocks for the cave get there? And the rocks of the cave come from the rocks of the mountain. But I feel like the ground should still have somewhat of a dirtiness to it. So what I may do is shade it the way that the ground is already shaded, but then on a secondary slide and a second slide, have another shader on top of that, and then paint, like layer paint, like paint the areas I want to have like a sandy look. But what we see them, no, I have an idea. We're gonna try that. I'm gonna keep this idea for that, but right now I'm gonna go to stones and I'm gonna add that to that. And because it is like it is, it looks like this. So now that means I have to tap into it, pick it, and do the same deal. Alrighty then. So now when I come back in here, it is set up to play. Now what I don't like about this is now that means I have to click this and go, I'm going mountains, come on man, mountains underscore ground. All right. And because the way it's set up, I'm gonna cut this one, open this one up. I'm gonna let this one be a little darker than the stones for the and because I didn't put a bump on the other one, I'm gonna add a mix RGB to this one. Come on man, I'll do a mix RGB. I'm gonna duplicate this one and show you what I'm doing. Watch. Let me make sure I'm picking the right one. Displacement, right? I'll drop the displacement here. I'll drop that there. And then because of the displacement, I'm gonna go from here to there, to the height and the bump. This is gonna give me a bump, right? Okay then. Now on the bump, I'm gonna go 0.12, and on this 0.06, and I'm gonna start bringing the strength up. Let's bring it all the way up to 1. Start bumping, playing with this bump some and this normal. Yeah. I wonder what it looks like in the dark. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I like it or not though. So I'm feeling like it's just too dark. Like, is it like, would it be okay to have a dark a dark cave, like the rocks of the cave being darker than the ground outside. I'm gonna go with the other one. I'm gonna go with what I was thinking. Let's just do that real quick. Let me do that. I'll do that because I don't know. I'm not really. I wasn't feeling that. You come back in here. I'm gonna go to, let's see, open assets. I'm not gonna go to ground. I'm still gonna use a rock style texture. I'm just gonna find the one that I know I would use for this. Yeah, this one. Okay. Alrighty then. Drop it in there. Since it already has been done with the thing, now what I'm gonna do is come in here and I'm gonna bump this up to 10. We want to do 20. Let's try. Let's do 20. Oh no, let's go back to 10. All right. Now, because it has an occlusion, there's an occlusion, right? I'm gonna put the occlusion in there, so that means when I put in the mix RGB, I'm gonna snap this. Nope, I'm gonna drop that one on there, and then put that there. And because it is like it is, I'm gonna go to multiply. I'm gonna max it out. Okay. And since that's not done, we got to drop vector on it, so now it's evened out. Boom. And we're gonna drop another one. Pick this and bring it down. So, all right. Vector. I'm gonna go with. Let's go with the specular. And I'm gonna drop the specular in here as is. No coloring. All right, so there's that depth. Now it seems like, because if I put that normal on there, then these dark rocks being there are going to be fine for the cave. Because I don't know, I just feel like it's weird that the cave is these dark rocks. I don't know, maybe. Or should I? Ooh, that would be cool. Okay, I had an idea. I'm gonna finish that, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add the other mountains to it, the mountains ground. All right. Oh, I'm doing mountains ground. No, okay, yeah. All right, come in. I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna select just this side because even though they're picked separately, they are still two separate things. And then I'm gonna click that and force them to live together. What you think? You think that's okay? Is that all right? No? I don't know. I don't think that's okay. It's still kind of weird because it's like there's a transition. But if you're coming up on this, like let's say, again, I'm gonna use him as an orientation point. I'm gonna roll backwards. All right, so you walking up on all of this, and you don't see it from the above. You know, you're just seeing it down here in the valley. You're in the guts of it, and you coming up. You're just walking up on this dark rock. I think I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna just keep it like that, and let's see what happens as we start to film the actual animations. Let's see what happens then. All right, okay. So now what we have, I'm gonna do the roughness. I'm gonna use the roughness that comes with it. I'm gonna change it. Click. If it's too shiny or something like that, I'm not gonna use it. But I don't know if it's shiny or not. Nope, it is. It is exactly like I like certain specular parts, but not a whole lot. Yes, sir. I likes that. All right, so now I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna add, and I'm gonna add, and I'm going to add the normal. And instead of doing it as on a normal map, I'm going to put the normal into the normal. I mean the color into the normal and the height. Because it can do both on the bump. So I'm gonna use both of them at the same time. You know, there's the bump is being bumpy. Now I'm gonna 0.06. See what I can do if I play with it up a little bit more. And on this side, drop that a little bit. I'm gonna still drop. Look, I'm gonna use the normal on this. I'm gonna go ahead and actually use the normal map on there. Yeah, I'm gonna 0.03. And play with it a little bit, because remember we did have that shader set up. So now all we have to do is use the animate shader that we have set up for it. Oh. I don't remember what I called it. Stone shader. All right. just drop it on there. Because I'm going to change it anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Because see what it just did there? Yeah, that's crucial. So I'm going to backspace. And no. We're going to these browns. All right. It's doing an anime style shader. Yay. Bring it up some, bring it down a little bit. Okay. Oof, that is harsh. That's some kind of harsh, ain't it? I think I can bring this down a little bit more. I feel like this is too thick. I really do. I feel like it's too thick. Let's thin it out some. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. I think I might need to do the same thing for the other one because it's just too thick for that. It's too thick. Nope, wrong one. This one. Yeah. We found it. We found it. Go me. Now in this setting, that is weird because now everything's just a flush color. But it's kind of the run of it now, isn't it, Captain? So we'll beef all that up and it's different. Take it back to where it is or was. All right. So there it is. So now the next video, I'm gonna keep that for a second because I don't know what words to use for that, but basically when it comes down to it, I don't want to bring it back a little bit. I don't want to okay, there it is. Yeah, I don't want to go much longer. So with that being said, next video is on its way. Go ahead, check it out. Number love.